So in our last section we have seen the goals and the terms that are used for clustering. Now we will see the possible applications of clustering. So the clustering means what? Clustering means grouping of objects, grouping of similar objects having some properties that should be common in between them, so that we can have the characterized data. So which are the applications of clustering algorithms? The first one, the first application we can say is marketing. So marketing means finding groups of customers with similar behavior given a large database of customer data containing their properties and past buying records. Means when we are using clustering in marketing, so how we are doing the grouping of customers? So uh, by studying their past buying records, so that will give us to judge what is the behavior of the customers, and according to the similar behavior we will be able to do the clustering thing. The next one is nothing but biology. So in biology, classification of plants and animals according to their features. Whatever plants we are having, according to the common features we will be able to group them. Means what is the height, what will be the season for them, what will be the diseases for them. As well as for animals, the same thing is there. Which type of animals are they, where the animals can sustain, and various features. According to that we can be able to cluster the animals also. That's why clustering is important in biology also. The third one is library. So uh, in library we are having number of racks, as well as when they are already arranged, that means they are arranged means they are having various clusters. Like in our library also we are having department wise books, so that department wise book is also one cluster. When we are ordering the books, we will order it according to the cluster, according to the particular objects which are common. Means computer IT will have one cluster, mechanical will have mechanical civil will have one cluster. So according to that it is used in library. The next is insurance. The next one is insurance. So identifying the groups of motor insurance policy holders having the high average claim cost. In insurance, who are trying to do the fraud, that cluster also we will be able to identify by observing their past records. So in insurance also we will be able to identify the group according to their particular policy. The next one is city planning. So city planning means in city planning, identifying groups of houses according to their type, value and geographical locations. Means they are row houses, it's bungalow, it's apartment. According to that we will be able to group the houses, as well as by using their latitude longitude also we will be able to do this city planning. So there also clustering is used. The next one is earthquake studies. So clustering observed earthquake epicenters to identify the dangerous zones. By observing the epicenters, we will be able to identify the various dangerous zones, and the cluster of the dangerous zones will be done according to the observations. That's why in earthquake studies also it will be used. It is used. The next is World Wide Web. So document classification, clustering weblog data to discover a group of similar access patterns. Whenever you are trying to search something in search engine, suppose we are searching any particular book, definitely after posting the query you are getting all types of books. Means only you are getting the output or result which is the book cluster. So that's why in World Wide Web also clustering is used. It's not happening that you are giving the query for book and you are getting the output for bicycle. No. Why? Because already clustering is done over there. Already the groups are done in the particular data set according to their features. That's why in the World Wide Web also clustering is used. So these are the main basic possible applications of clustering which are used very widely. In our next section we will see the requirements of clustering algorithm. Thank you.